Our family grew just a little bit yesterday. You want to introduce these guys, Tyler? Well, I sit down and they all go crazy behind me. So this guy is Scooter. He's been around for quite a while. He's our COVID rescue dog. He's a Pomeranian that somebody abandoned at Mississippi State University, and we took on a Scooter who was 7 years old when we previously already had a Skeeter. So with this guy, we have a Scooter and a Skeeter. Well, the plan for this whole property move has always been, since day one, to get to get a bigger breed dog for Tyler K to be companions with, so she can grow she can finish growing up with a puppy growing up with her, you know. And then the animals, the dogs, two of them need to be companion and protection. This will be good for her when she's old enough to walk the property by herself, for these dogs to go with her and just go explore with her. So we got two 7-week-old Belgian Malinois. Malinois.
Okay, here you go.
Belgian Malinois. This one right here. This one, her name is Grace. And this one, his name is Nolley. What you doing, Nolley? What you doing, Mr. Nolley?
Don't bite your older brother's leg.
But they are, oh goodness, they're just typical puppies right now. But they are very lovey-dovey.
Lie still, he's not gonna push you.
Are you okay, girl? Are you okay, Miss Grace? Yeah? Are you okay, Miss Grace? How you doing? You doing good? So this is day 2 with them. We got them yesterday. What do you think?
Good.
So they're all excited. Everyone's excited. We picked them up yesterday morning at like 9 a.m. Get back.
I spoiled Grace.
You spoiled Grace. That's very right. We get back, and of course we're inside, outside, inside, outside, inside, outside, showing grandma and showing the uncle, and we're all over the place. So she was running around in the yard with the dogs several times at several different locations, getting the dogs going and happy and having fun. We get back to the property, we play a little bit, but then the dogs conk out and take a nap, and she comes inside and says, I think I'm gonna lay down. She took like a 3-hour nap yesterday, so everyone wore each other out. But was it worth it? Was it worth it, Miss Grace? Was it worth it, Miss Grace? What about you, Mr. Nolley?
Okay.
So these are obviously large breed dogs. The plan is for them to be outside dogs, with the shop being used as their essentially giant doghouse. And no more inside dogs after the inside dogs that we have right now. We have 2 inside dogs and an inside cat, which is actually not bad in our camper. There's systems in place and everything works great. And we now have 2 outside doggies. You've got to let that dog walk around a little bit.
But I don't want her to grow up so fast.
You don't want her to grow up so fast. Well, what do you think we've been dealing with for the past 6 years? Sun's just poking its head over the trees, and we have a storm system coming in. So today I want to get a few outside things done before I can't be outside. I got all this gravel that I had piled up over here spread out to where we can actually drive into the carport. So we can drive in from the driveway, and my wife can park, I said carport, under the lean-to. And that's the goal. But I wasn't ready for it. I kind of, again, forced my hand at this because this is still a little bit too soggy, and I'm losing a lot of material here. I'll have to box blade it back up and try and flatten it out again in the summer months. But I'm losing a lot of material sinking in. It just is what it is. I had this material on hand and I couldn't find any larger stuff right now, so I spread it out, and we will make do. We'll probably lose a little bit, but it is what it is. Today, between 8:30 and 9 in the morning, I was told that I'm going to get another delivery of gravel and we're gonna put it right there so I can still build this up as necessary over the next little while. It's 8 o'clock now, so I'm expecting him shortly. As soon as that arrives, I have to grab my handsaw and go get a Christmas tree. We wanted to put up our Christmas tree. That was one of the first things we wanted to get out of our shipping container, but it's actually in the back corner, buried in the absolute worst possible position for us to get it out. So putting up the fake tree that's pre-lit and all that good stuff is out of the question this year, and we can't go without having a Christmas tree. We just can't. It's December 14 and it's already a little bit late for a Christmas tree, but we're still gonna put one up. So I'm gonna go cut one off the property. We'll rock a live tree this year. I don't know if that's a new tradition we might start. I have no idea, but this year I'm cutting my own. Did have enough of that sand and gravel to be up to grade here. Like we're at the appropriate height on this side, and we kind of sort of are around here, around the piers, in the middle anyway. The whole lean-to kind of has a dip in the middle, and I need to build this up just a little bit and keep driving on it to pack it down, going that way, and then I'll gravel the rest of this. These piers are kind of sort of a stressful thing for me because I know I've got to get the material around it where water will get away, and that'll start to solidify a little bit better if there's no standing water right here, and that has to happen sooner rather than later because I don't want these shifting in the ground. I piled up a bunch of material around them. Now the saving grace here is they over poured the piers. The piers are actually they're like icebergs. There's a lot of material down in the ground. So I really appreciated that when I saw that going on. But like I said, I've got to get all this built back up. The problem is it's just goo. You can't do anything with this material. So on the list of stuff to do is I've got to get in here and dig a trench that way to get all the standing water out of here. And once it's standing water is out, then it'll start to harden up a little bit, because I don't know if you can see over there, that lighter colored area, that's hard as a rock. That is dried clay, hard as a rock. So if I can get the standing water out, all of this will solidify quite a bit. That's a huge work in progress though. Yay. Up here I've been using this landscape rake to try and smooth out, well, not try to, I've been doing a pretty good job actually, smoothing out all the lumpies and bumpies and making this, you know, I don't need it flat, I don't need it perfectly smooth, but it's smoothish, and the dips are starting to disappear, so that's good. I'm just piling in on the low spots and shaving off the top spots, trying to tamp everything down. All right, that's done. At a spot where I can move on. Gravel's here. Let's go get a Christmas tree. Inside the shop is a war zone. We got the new dog crate right there with the hay for them. Tyler K's camping out and about. Hey, perfect timing. You want to go get the Christmas tree with me? No? Is it just too cold and miserable outside? Yeah, I get it. I understand. Starting to figure out the organization. Most of this stuff just goes right back in storage. It puts back in boxes and we pile them underneath the camper. We started over there. But controlled chaos. We just ran out of gas. Oh, I ran out of gas and I don't have any gas cans that are ready to go, and I've got rain coming in an hour and a half. Oh, let's just go get this done. So the plan was to take that cedar tree, the top of it, but I don't think I want to. This is as I was walking down the trail, this is centered in the view at the end of the trail. I don't know. I think I'm gonna maybe look for one in the interior over here. The one behind me is the one that my wife really liked, but I don't know, it's kind of a wall right there to stop this trail from going through, so kind of really don't want to disturb that. So executive decision, I'm probably gonna get put in the doghouse with the new pups, but I'm gonna take something that looks a little more Charlie Brownish, I think. All right, let me walk and I'll figure this out. Man, there's a lot of beautiful cedars over here. Wonderful. Okay. A lot of them have fence post size trunks. Good resource for the future. Right about here is the spot on the map that I found where in 2017 this property was reported to have Ips engraver beetles. So that's public data on a reported map right here. And there's a few trees that have come down, but not many. You know, I think that these beetles, if I'm not mistaken, only attack distressed pines, distressed trees. And these haven't really been super distressed over here because only one or two in an acre looks like it's fallen down over here. So I don't think the infestation is bad, but this one clearly is about to come down. And I'll take it down if it's not hollow, but I think by the look of that, oh, she sounds hollow for sure. Yeah, this one's been in bad shape for a while, clearly. Yep, this one's coming down probably this winter on its own. Oh, look at that. Oh man, just all ate up. There you go. Ips engraver beetles. Alright, so this tree needs to come down. Whether it's on its own or whether I take it down, it's coming down regardless. And this one's one of those trees that you probably just pile up and burn immediately. Get rid of as many of the beetles as you can. All right, distracted. I need to go get I need a cedar tree. Okay. The wind is starting to pick up and make its way down to the forest floor, which means the storm's coming in. I gotta hurry up. And I don't know what kind of attachment I've got with cedar trees, but I just don't want to cut any of them. The material is just, it's very valuable outside. You know, it barely rots. It lasts quite a while. So you can use the material for a lot of stuff. So it's like all the small ones. No, I don't want to cut that because that hasn't grown up into lumber size just yet. And all the big ones, I'm like, oh no, I don't want to cut that because that's kind of too big. So I think what I need to do is find one that has a trunk good enough for a fence post of some kind, so it's actually usable, and then I'll top it for a Christmas tree and then use the rest of it. So I think bigger is actually the answer. And I found one that is pretty much smothered and huge, so I think I'm going to try and take this one down. This tree right here, the base of it is enough usable material up to about there. There's no greenery on it at all. The lower 2/3 of it has no green on it at all, a bunch of sticks, clearly not getting enough sunlight to maintain green vegetation down here, and only the top up there is green. So you're coming down and I'll use the lower 2/3 of you for something else on the property. Only problem is that's a decent sized tree, and the only saw I have is this, so I'm going to be here a minute, I think. Nice little undercut. Process is the same, regardless of what kind of saw you have. I think that should do just fine. It's already leaning to the left anyway. Little to no greenery at all on the lower half of this tree. It's all up there. This tree was just starving for sunlight. Nice little cut right here. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. This is plenty enough size for decent material to use on the property as well, so I don't feel bad taking this one down. Gotta figure out how long I want to keep the top though. Right about there, right in the middle of all these briars. All right. I'll come back with the tractor to get the rest of the usable stuff. Winter storm coming in. Well, for us here in Mississippi, winter storm is, a thunderstorm. It's supposed to be in the 50s today, but man, it feels like it's in the 30s. Wind is just whipping. And rain is coming. I gotta actually cut this down a little bit and then take it inside. The stand we have is for a, what does that say, 6-inch trunk. That's not 6 inches. That's like 2.5 inches. But I think we're gonna see what happens. I think we're gonna get by just fine. So at our last property, we had those radius wireless dog collars. You know, they're little shock collars. And once the dogs get used to them, of course, you train them properly with flags and let them know where they can and cannot go. And it gives you an audio beep, just a beep, 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 to let the dog know, hey, you're about to be in a, about to be in a zone where you shouldn't be, and then the dog comes back. Our dog trained really, really, really well with it. So much that I think we traumatized them, because the beep on my GoPro, the beep, 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 as it starts, dog freaks out. He's running over there trying to claw his way inside my daughter's tent. So you gotta be careful with this camera around the dog. Have you found the best side, or is this one of those trees that just doesn't have one?
The best is this side, but it's not like it's the best.
It's not the best. All right, we're backlit, so you can't even see anything. Actually, the tree needs to be right there is the base, but that's too small of a diameter because I almost ran out of screw length right there. All right, you guys ready to put this in its final place and have the strangest Christmas tree of all this year?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just glad we got a tree, because we were kind of running out of time.
Yeah, kind of running out of time. That's been the theme of this whole year. Kind of running out of time. Kind of, sort of, but not really. But still kind of, sort of.
Well, I mean, everything's been like that. Even the pups we went and got yesterday, like, I didn't plan on getting them, like, right away. But
yeah,
the litter was ready.
We didn't plan on getting the pups right away. But I said from the very beginning, like, my daughter's over, Tyler Kay's asking me, when are we going to get the dogs? When are we going to get the dogs? And I've always said, well, as soon as we get electricity, we'll get the dogs. So then we go and look for the dogs, because we know electricity is coming up, but we don't know when. And then we find this, a post, someone selling these dogs, and we misread it or something. I forget exactly what happened. There was a miscommunication to where we thought that the pups will be ready 2 days prior to Christmas. I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine. Let's try and get a couple of these. And then lo and behold, that same day, electricity shows up, and boom, we got electricity. Well, the next day we get the dogs. So it's like, yeah, I guess I was right. As soon as we get electricity, we're gonna get the dogs. So they weren't going to be ready on the 23rd. They were actually ready to go right then and there. So that's why we got them. You couldn't hold them, yeah. All right, let's move this into the great shadow of the shop. I'm ready for lights so much. I'm so ready for lights.
Where do these need to go?
Oh, just move them somewhere else so we can move them again.
Are these like the new logs?
These are the logs. You move them where you'll never need to move them, and then you'll move them again because they're in the way, and you got to move them again because they're in the way.
Go
Right there?
to the right just a little bit. A little bit more.
Tell you what, it sure is nice not being rained out every time I want to grill. It's about to rain, but I'll still be able to use this. We cook so much with this grill. I never get rid of the ash because my daughter likes to scoop it up and take it to her outdoor kitchen and use it for like making her own flour and cakes and whatnot. So that's a valuable resource to my daughter. And hey, I don't have to clean it out every time because nothing more than this, because it all gets used. "20 minutes, I'll be back." 29 minutes. I got distracted. This is supposed to be 20 minutes on the dot. That's a little hot for these coals, but that's okay. That's okay. Here comes the rain. For chicken, I like to go hot and fast at first. Get the skins all crispy a little bit, you know. A little bit of char here and there is what I'm after. Not a whole lot, but just, I need a little sparkle of char, you know what I'm saying? Put a lid on it, 30 minutes like clockwork. The big ones will be temping at 165. Like clockwork. Where did you find the tape gun?
In the drainer.
Finding the tape gun in all this is a huge win. You know that? Doesn't that look good? Man, it looks good. Smells great. So our lunch today is $6 worth of chicken. Can we get some Christmas music going? What?
Gracie?
Grace, I just... That's not a shortcut. You are my toy bag.
This is so janky.
Yeah.
They've got a hip hop Christmas tree. Hip hop Christmas tree. Hey, Grace!
Come on.
Where'd you come from?
Oh, the wrong way, but that's fine. Left, right. I'm gonna spin you right here. Spin. Spin die. Alright, gotta get back on the same feet for this. We gotta keep our feet together. Dancing is about keeping the feet together, okay? I tell you like that, I know what I'm talking about, but I really don't. You ready? Spin. Spin. No, 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 you spun me. Go for a walk. Alright, good help, Mama.
Ornament.
That's all the ornaments, yeah.
Do you need one?
Well, it's all the ornaments because the rest of all of our normal ones are still in the Connex. I just got these today because we can't not have a Christmas tree. As unproportionate and goofy as it is, it's our Christmas tree, darn it.
Can you come to the door so I can hand the presents to you?
That's fine, but what we bring out, biggest to smallest. Rainy season is among us, and man. It's just a delay is what it is. Just a delay. I'm trying to... This is kind of wasteful. I think I've said this before. This is 57 limestone. I can't find any number 4. Can't find anything a little bit bigger right now. So I just got my normal stuff, 57. And it's going to sink down a little bit. We're going to have a lot of waste with it sinking down. So I don't want to go too crazy with this, especially considering I want to top this with concrete washout. I'm fighting the weather schedule, trying to do as little bit as I can to check boxes, basically. And the box that I really want to check is getting all my tools in here. So I think the plan, once this dries a little bit, is for my truck and trailer, it's a 16-foot trailer, is to just drive all the way forward into that corner over there. And then I can use the tractor on pallet forks somewhere over here to unload the back of the trailer, turn, and come straight into the shop, set it down, straight back, turn, trailer. So that's kind of why I've got this just shoved off to one side, because if I back up to where you see the opening, it's not straight at all. This lane over here is good enough for us to keep getting in and out with my wife's car, the daily driver. So that's good. Again, I don't want any gravel right here if I can help it, because concrete washout will really do a good job of keeping this area nice and dry. The water, I've noticed, doesn't really go through the washout as much as it just runs off, which is what I want. I want all this water to run off and keep going that way. So that was kind of a productive little last minute to get something done before the rain. I knocked that pile down and spread this out a little bit. Inside we did a thing. We put our Christmas tree up, and there's hardly any lighting in here, so the video quality is about to go bye-bye. And I didn't have time to get my electrical supplies from one of our storage locations, so I don't have any receptacles. I have everything except the actual receptacle. With every other shop that I've set up, I've always kind of adapted the shop to the space. So electricity was already started in all of my previous shops, and I just kind of modified as needed. I don't think I'm going to go the route of having a full master electrical plan and just knocking out all the electrical all at once. It just doesn't make sense for how we're going to be using this space. It's going to continuously change and evolve, so I don't want to get too tied down to a specific or maybe a universal electrical plan. I think I'm just going to tackle the electrical as I need it, and if that means backtracking a couple times, then that's just what it means. That'll allow me to be a little bit more precise with what needs to be done rather than what I think needs to be done. That dog's not spoiled, is she? Yeah, she's totally spoiled.
How did I spoil her?
I don't know, maybe because you hold her all the time, where all she wants to do now is sit on everyone's lap. You're creating a monster, kiddo. It's your monster, okay? All right. 3, 2, 1.
Merry Christmas!
All right. That was a good practice.
Merry Christmas!
Maybe a little bit lower
I mean,
than that.
Nolley jumped, just saying.